Just gotta give it a few seconds to make sure. Hello and welcome to Riders of the Lost Zord podcast. This is episode 16. Today's topics are Lupin versus Pato Ranger, the summer movie film, and Kingdom Hearts. Most of it, probably. I know that was always a bit iffy.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about three, but we're not really gonna spoil anything that big.
I mean, this you've had 13 years between 2 and 3 to get the games, and if you're going to be complaining that none of 3 is spelt out to you because you went straight to 3, well, that's why they have the bunch of videos for you.
Which that was actually nice of them. Anywho, let's get into the news.
Okay, so news. Beast Morphers are coming out sometime later in February, I believe. And Hasbro has released the toys that they're going to be releasing, and they look amazing.
Oh my fucking god, they look so much better than the shit Bandai's been putting out the last few years.
Finally, the male characters don't look like they're on roids.
I know, but also it's like, oh my god, the joints look better, they're more concealed at the same time.
Right. They got a new key function for the morpher. Give it that Power Rangers Turbo kind of feel to them.
And I am really, really glad.
Yeah, there's going to be some kind of energy saber thing too. And
it looks like Hasbro has a plan, and they're gonna succeed.
Yeah, because Bandai's all like, we can't do anything with this season. There's no gimmicks to it, nothing whatsoever. And then here comes Hasbro. Oh yeah, let's just make our own shit. Simple.
And I'm so glad they're doing this.
Me, you, and a whole bunch of people. Trust me.
Well, it's part of it's like, okay, I was like, okay, I don't mind if they skipped it or not. But at the same time, I was like, oh my god, I wonder what they're gonna do. But the cast, they look amazing and fun and spunky.
Right. Andy, your thoughts on probably what you've seen?
I'm just hoping good comes out of it, because, I'm not being mean. I don't follow toys that much. It's one collectible I just don't get that much into, but I'm hoping the new acquisition makes everything go better, because it didn't seem like Bandai was really doing too much.
Everything was on roids.
I mean, that's how it always was.
Yeah, and that...
I mean, like remember when the very first wave of stuff came out, and it was just the same nail mold for every Ranger?
Yeah.
They just painted it a slightly... And so Kimberly just looked exactly like Jason, just pink. And didn't have a skirt or anything. It was just the exact same thing, just painted a different color.
Right.
But, also, some Samurai, which, the plastic quality's gone down way, way big, too.
I did see a comparison of... God, I can't even remember if it was... I think...
Uh-oh. A little bit of difficulty, sorry. Continue.
A company that
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that, oh, the side by side looks really cool because it fixes like a lot of the joint stuff because it was what is it called? Go King or something, or Go the Buster King.
Go Bustero.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing looks so fucking bulky for its own good.
I like a bulky Megazord.
Like, I don't mind it being bulky, but it's just like, as a toy, though, it's like, ooh, those joints. They're not going to be happy.
And speaking of bulky Megazords, Hasbro has also had the bright idea to release a preschool version of the Megazords.
Well, I know
Really?
they started that a few years. The line had a name, but yeah, it was like preschool versions of like the Dino Megazord and Dragon Zord.
Yeah,
and it came with like a couple little figures.
They released a few pictures of the Wild Force Wild Force Megazord.
I haven't seen. I'll look it up right now because I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's definitely, you can still tell it's the Wild Force Megazord, but it's just so puffed up. It just doesn't look like it.
That's not the right one.
I have friends with kids, so it's like, okay, that might be a good gift. Like, you know. Get them to nerd out young.
Thanks Neil Star Productions for the subscription. We thank you.
Oh, we got new stuff? Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Woo!
We're up to 46 right now.
Damn.
Yeah, it's definitely going up. It's definitely going up.
I couldn't find a picture of that thing you were talking about. I just looked at preschool Wild Force Megazord. It didn't. It just pulled up the regular toy of it.
Yeah, I think I can find it somewhere. Oh, yeah, found it already.
Oh, good lord, I just suck.
Yeah, I'll put it into the our voice chat thing.
Okay.
Bloop. But yeah, it looks like that.
Shit.
The one above that. The one above that.
Yeah, I clicked the wrong thing. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty much the same design as what I was talking about earlier. It's just no small parts for kids, which I'll agree. Try to get kids to geek out early, then they don't get on drugs. They waste their money on magic cards and fucking comic books and stuff. Cool stuff.
Right.
I mean, I that's why I don't do drugs.
And
I started playing the Dragon Ball Super card game, and I mean, honestly, out of all of the card games I played, it's still the cheapest, but it's still going to be a money pit.
And
always having to buy new cards.
Andy, Furbus says in the chat, there is a Go Buster King, so you weren't completely wrong.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up, actually, that they had two different Megazords that effectively had the same name. Because one was Go Bustero, and then I think the second one was Go Buster King. And it effectively means the same thing.
And just to let our fans know, I can't really see the chat because for some reason OBS has made me blind, and I'm trying to rely on the footage I'm recording. So
don't blame OBS. It's all that cheese you're eating.
I'm going to withhold my comment on that. But in other news, there were some scans leaked about future Geo, Kamen Rider Geo forms, and I'm not happy about any of them, so much to the point where I'm just going to stop after getting my I'd watch ZO2.
I was actually going to ask how's that going because I haven't watched Geo in a while. And apparently it's not good.
It's gotten a little bit better, but not by much because now they're dealing with split timelines.
Oh, God.
Along with erasing old timelines.
I mean, are they even hinting like they'll bring everything back at the end of the season, or is this like a permanent thing?
At this point right now, it's a permanent thing.
What the hell? What are they thinking?
They're probably gonna wrap it all up in one big movie, or pretty much set this up as a new universe after Geo.
If they wrap it up in a movie, like you're guessing could happen. Just to troll everybody, they'll make Decade the hero.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Decade.
It's always Decade.
I'm having flashbacks to the movie. I mean, it's not bad, but just it's as confusing as Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. I wish I could see chat. Yeah, it's I'm okay with Geo2's design, but there have been leaks about the final form, and the best way to describe it is I'm gonna spray paint all my SH figure arts and plaster them onto me. That
doesn't sound appealing at all.
It looks bad.
Yeah, Jesse actually put in a better version of it. Put an edited version of it into the Facebook stuff.
Yeah,
and I really do agree with that one a lot more. What the Facebook what the edited version is, takes out all the action figures and replaces them with the emblems of the writers, and also getting rid of Geo's stupid crown, with also its own action figure in it, of Geo himself, doing his pose. And again, the thing with the action figures is completely stupid. I think anybody can agree with it.
It just looks bad, and it's just like everybody's like, "Oh, it looks cool," or something like that. No. Oh, you're entitled to that, but it's bad. It looks functionally bad, and it's gonna be a nightmare for whoever has to design that fucking figure.
What should be even more into it is that is this going to end up like being Ghost's Great Damacy form, where it's just going to be summoning the writers to go attack people? So if it's that, I'll be fine. That gives the little slap things a reason. But if it's just there for design, it's gonna be just terrible.
I really hope they go that route because it looks like somebody just threw up their action figure collection and made it into an actual writer.
Yeah. But on the other hand, Waz's final form is a lot better. The third writer of Geo, Waz, when your third writer's final form looks a lot better than the main writer's, that's the problem. That's a big problem.
Well, it seems like they're not caring that much, so...
No,
it doesn't seem like a surprise, and this is coming from... I mean, admittedly, I trust your opinion on it, but it's coming from somebody that doesn't watch the show.
I mean,
and it just seems like they just...
everyone here gave it the 5-episode try, right?
I know I got through at least most of them. I'll say at least 3. But I most likely got through the 5. It's just been so long I can't 100% verify that.
I think it's just a standard for just about anything to watch. Give it 5 episodes. If it doesn't have your attention by then, drop it.
Well, yeah, it's because like nothing really starts good. Like any show, it's going to take a little bit to even things out. Even like a basically wash, rinse, repeat serialized show series like Kamen Rider or Super Sentai, it's still going to take a little bit to get into it. Like I'm going to go back and actually watch all of Lupin Ranger just because of the movie, and I'm like, I didn't really like the way this started, but this movie's kind of drawing me in. Admittedly, it was all the Persona 5 reference, stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's a direct reference because P5, took it from a lot of stuff, but I'm like, maybe I would like this show. Some,
Yeah,
first impressions aren't everything, but you do need to give something a chance.
Right.
And sometimes you have to force yourself through things, like I've done with Ranger, and currently I'm doing with the Shoe Ranger. And Shoe Ranger's bad.
Ranger.
At least where I'm at right.
I mean, it also could be kind of nostalgia clouding my judgment because I did watch it in like 2013, and I just growing up I always knew Power Rangers came from Japan. I wonder what the Japanese show's like, and then obviously I like Power Rangers, so kind of getting into this I'm like, well, it's not that different, and I am enjoying the different story to see how it originally played out and stuff, but I didn't mind it that much. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm going to be bringing up Verve for this again because, well, we're still not.
I'm making that commercial.
We still are not sponsored by them, but that's something for the way future. Probably when we get enough for for them to notice us. But they do have. But they just released their third Sentai on there now. Kaku Rangers now. Kaku Rangers on there now.
That's one I do want to watch all the way through because I started watching that. I actually started on YouTube, and I want to finish it.
I'll give you my Verve so you can watch Kaku Ranger.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, does Verve have like have PS4? So does it have an app to download, or do I just have to get to the website? Oh, okay. Cool.
There is an app. There's an app. You can also get on your computer.
Phone, tablet.
All for the low price of however much you pay per month for it.
It's $10.
Not bad, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not bad. You get.
Also, and stuff.
You're exactly right, Robot Man.
Yeah, you're going robotic on us.
Well, just to interject while that's getting taken care of, I do want to renew my DC subscription. I watched the first season of Titan. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I marathoned it over like a week. And I don't know anybody that's listening, I don't know how deep you get into DC Comics. They did a backdoor pilot episode for the Doom Patrol. And that show's supposed to launch in like a week or two, I think. And it's got Timothy Dalton in it as the chief. He's like the Professor X of the team. There's like a huge thing that either DC ripped off Marvel making Doom Patrol because it's like the X-Men, or Marvel ripped off DC making X-Men because it's like Doom Patrol.
I thought Doom Patrol was more of a Fantastic Four.
No, it's really close to X-Men.
Huh.
Very sad.
Better?
Try to say what you were trying to say before.
They also had Nickelodeon and Boomerang stuff.
Oh,
that's cool.
Yeah. I've been watching Rocko's Modern Life on it.
The new one or the old one?
All the Scooby-Doo shows.
The new one hasn't been released, and it's going to be a movie.
I thought it was a show.
Nope, movie.
Oh, god damn it. I thought it was going to be a new show. Because I like Rocko's Modern Life.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I thought it was going to be a show.
Nope, it's a movie, just like with Enter the Florpus. Invader Zim.
I didn't get into Zim that much.
Yeah,
I think
Invader Zim is a very. It's I don't want to say it's the Ren and Stimpy of the 2000s era, but it's kind of close to that.
I gotcha.
Yeah. And I still wish it was on the Nicktoons section of Verve, but it's not currently. They don't even have Rugrats. They have All Grown Up.
What the hell?
That's weird because they're apparently on Hulu.
Oh.
Rugrats?
So I know Rugrats is on Hulu.
Oh, of course. Of course it is.
Well, I used to watch the hell out of Rugrats.
I watched up to a certain point. I think it was like around the special or when Kimmy was introduced. I don't know. What else in the news? What else in the news today? Oh man. I know that there's something I really wanted to talk about, but I just can't remember. Yeah, I got nothing.
Well, like I said, I'm gonna pick up Jump Force. It's anime related, so that's kind of my big thing. I'm just waiting on that.
See, I'm going to be kind of hesitant on getting Jump Force because it feels like if you've played the Dragon Ball Xenoverse games, then you played Jump Force.
As long as it doesn't have the stupid, ridiculous difficulty spike of Xenoverse, I'll be alright. That's what pissed me off about those games.
It's a licensed game, so most likely it's going to be there.
Because I bought the first Xenoverse, almost at Xenoforce, and I was enjoying it, and I just got to a point in the game where I was breezing through, because I was leveling up and stuff, and then all of a sudden, it got so from one fight to the next. I just said, you know what, I'm done.
Yeah, Xenoverse 2 is just an updated Xenoverse 1.
That's what I heard. That it's pretty much like Xenoverse 1 DLC, basically, because it's like the same engine, the same graphics. It just has like some more characters and I guess like some more missions or however you want to call it that you can do.
New missions. There's more characters, of course, more techniques, more character customization.
But I mean, it's still basically these characters.
Also, there's a card game.
Oh boy.
Well, it's not really a card game, but it's more like Dragon Ball Z Amiibo Fighter.
Oh, okay.
You collect virtual amiibos, and then you fight other people's virtual amiibos.
Okay.
Yeah. And Bulma will remind you every time you go back into the main city. Hey, you want to play Amiibo Fighter because it's right here. Yada yada yada. But I think we've hit our mark to move on to the topic of Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger, the film.
I enjoyed it.
Oh yeah.
Even though I didn't know anything about the show, because it's been a while since I've even watched the episodes. I enjoyed it.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna gush about the camera work in the first 5 minutes when they're all fighting. Oh my fucking god!
And
the gunplay was perfect, and all the camera things were just beautifully done.
And I'll say this: it is in the TV show. At least it happens at least every few episodes, so they're not pelting you with it with every episode. It's like one episode that they do that. Maybe 2 or 3 they don't, and then they bring it back in the 4th episode. And yeah, this was a pretty okay summer movie. There's plenty of problems that are going to be addressed for much later.
I'll have to let you address those because obviously you guys
oh,
would know more about
okay.
it than I would.
Okay, I'll say this right now. An important piece that shows up in this summer movie comes back in the final episode of the main series.
So kind of like what Forza did in a sense.
Yeah, but it wasn't an important piece.
So, like, this summer movie isn't in continuity with the show. It's in the Go Kaiju universe because it's a movie.
No, this movie is canon apparently.
Okay, because I thought that was what you were. Excuse me, saying your complaint was, because I know a lot of the movies and especially the crossover movies, but I think we talked about they don't really do that now. But that they're not canon with the show.
Well, with the Kamen Rider Build an X-Aid movie, that one's actually canon too, because of events that happened at the end of X-Aid were resolved in that movie.
Well, I mean, I never understood why the movies weren't canon in the first place. They could, if they had to, they could just write it to where it fits in the continuity. I never understood why the shows had continuity and then the movies had continuity.
It's very cherry picked between movies and what's canon for movies and what's canon. I bit my tongue.
Well,
it's very cherry picked between what is canon between show and movie.
Yeah,
like the A to Z movie for Double. Yeah, that's canon. The crossover movie between Oz and Forza, that's loosely canon only because of the Super Rocket Switch. And then you got stuff that are not canon whatsoever, like the Ghost Pirate ship from Gokaiger. Yeah.
it just seems weird.
Yeah, it's definitely a brainer.
Goku is always weird.
But of course, for those that do not know who the Lupin Rangers and Peto Rangers are, Lupin Rangers are the thieves, Peto Rangers are the cops. It's cops and robbers. You all have fun.
That's kind of what I did watching it. I just had fun.
Yeah. On the Lupin side, you got Kairi, Toma, and Umika. Both red, blue, and all red, blue, yellow, respectively. And then for the Petal side, it's Keiichiro, Tsukuya, and Tsukasa. Red, green, and pink, respectively, or Ichigo, Nigo, Sango, respectively, because apparently they use numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, that's...
Yeah. And then you get the special ranger that shows up in this, X, or also known as Noel. He's from the French division of the GSP, Global Something Police. It fits. It fits.
Global Something Police.
Yeah.
Global Special Police.
Global Special Police, thank you. Noel is able to switch between both Lupin and Pato.
So, since he can do that, does he play for both teams, basically?
He plays for both teams, and I'm going to keep it to that. because his motives are, of course, released a little bit more in the TV show.
Gotcha.
But what do you guys think of X?
I like his design. His civilian outfit looks really nice, and then his ranger forms look really cool too.
It's not really too often you get to say ranger forms.
Yeah.
Because I believe X here is the first time that there is a ranger has two forms that are completely different from each other. And not only looks, but also in weapons too.
I can't really think of any that's been completely different like that.
And it's silver and gold too, which really choice for that, to be honest, for the season.
I can I just say this, that I'm sick of the gold and silver colors.
I was actually going to say that myself. I mean, there's so many colors you could use. Like, like when I was watching, I was like, why couldn't he be like purple or something? And then I tried to think of the last ranger that was purple, and the only one I could think of was it Lunar Wolf Ranger from what's it? Was it Ninja? Was it Veggie Ranger?
Geki Ranger.
Geki Ranger.
Yeah.
He was purple, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was purple, but there was one actually there's one that was actually more recent than that.
It's Dragon Commander guy from
Q Ranger. Rio Commander.
Yes, I kind of forgot.
And
man, it doesn't seem like it's been almost 3 years. I remember doing our podcast about that. That doesn't seem like it's been almost 3 years ago.
Yeah. And Furbus brings up there was a Tokuger 7 that was purple in a movie special.
Do we count movie exclusive Ranger stuff?
I wouldn't, but it's there. He's standing right there. He's kind of tapping his toe.
We'll say in that timeline.
Yeah.
There was a purple Tokuger.
Yeah. And Noel, I honestly don't like his character too much. It seems like I know a lot about everything, so I'm gonna let you try to figure it out on yourself. And I'm like,
so he's a dick.
Not on purpose, though.
Oh, he's just an ass then.
Okay, I will accept ass. I will accept ass. But
okay, because if you don't do it on purpose, you're an ass because you don't realize you're being a dick.
So, what do you guys think of his morpher, actually?
I think it's a bit too bulky for what it is.
I'm gonna look up a picture of it because I honestly can't remember.
Compared to, Lupin Pat, it's a.
You were saying?
Me or Nanami?
Nanami.
Okay.
I didn't quite catch that.
Yeah.
Because Lupin Pat, they're like, okay, it's a bit bulky, but it's like it's aesthetically bulky, like in a good way. While Noel, his is kind of too big for
I
compared to everybody else's.
The thing I have the problem I have with Noel's changer is that for its Lupin form, I think it's too small. It's like a little dinky plasma gun thing. Well, it's in the Pato form. I can actually see that as like an actual gun. I can believe that is a gun by how bulky it is, but that's only half of the gun that I like.
I do like I definitely like the mecha for this. Oh my god, that mecha fight was beautiful.
It was. I'll agree with that. I still stand by what I've said before that I much prefer actual, suits and real choreographed stuff. But like the CG was done good.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't really care for the crown on the Lupin Megazord. But
I kind of hate the cockpit, to be honest. Though the little puppet kind of threw me off.
Oh come on!
Like it did me, but like I'm staying kind of quiet on this stuff since I haven't watched the show. But I was like, this has to have some kind of aesthetic purpose that I just don't know.
Yeah, it's just there because Goody, the main part of the Megazord, pretty much the mid body and legs. He's kind of a living Lupin collection piece.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of his that's kind of his I don't know what to call it, avatar to actually talk to the Lupin Rangers while inside a cockpit.
Like I don't mind the idea. It just kind of he just pops out of Red's little area and it's kind of bland otherwise. It's just like it's not the best designed cockpit is just all I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Try to think of it like Ticket from Tokyo.
I mean, I do kind of like the puppet because it's like, oh, it's a puppet. It's kind of stupid, but at the same time, it's funny.
Yeah,
but it just the rest of the cockpit just looks off. It looks. I mean, of course, they have to make two, but at the same time, it's just like, really, it's. I don't know. It just kind of irks me.
And depending what team that he's siding with for that episode when they form the Megazord, also changes his hat from a top hat to a cop hat. And when they do the big giant fucking Megazord, it's a crown.
Is that what they call it?
That's what I call it.
A big giant fucking Megazord.
Yep.
I can see it.
I also like that we got that because I know this was a thing with early Pat Ranger scans, Lupin Pat Ranger scans with them. They're combining into one, Sentai member with a multicolored suit. I like that, and I really liked Lupin Ranger's version of that.
It hurt my eyes. Especially the Lupin Ranger one, like. The first thing I thought when I saw that was like, this is gaudy looking as hell. I just did not like it. Like, I'm not going to bash people that do. I just didn't find it aesthetically pleasing. It was a cool concept. I liked the concept of it. I just didn't like the layout.
Yeah. But to kind of bring it back to like a little bit of the plot of Lupin vs. Pat the movie. There's a new detective in town named Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock
Holmes to avoid copyright.
That's how you can tie this into Lupin the Third, because he made a couple of appearances in Lupin.
Yeah, but it wasn't made. But wasn't that not made by the guy who made Sherlock Holmes?
Yeah, they had to change. Whenever they want to use Sherlock Holmes in something, they have to change it to Sherlock Holmes because the estate of Arthur Conan Doyle sued. It might have actually been the people that make Lupin.
Yep.
because in their first encounter, they just used Sherlock Holmes. And they sued them over it. And so there's like, all right, we'll just change it to Sherlock Holmes and fuck you. And so that's why it's always Sherlock.
Yeah.
Even though it looks just like Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective.
Yeah, and he seems pretty competent in what he's doing. He found out there's a gangler in the crowd because he was standing away from everybody, and his notebook was not exactly made completely out of paper.
And to quote Admiral Akbar in the right context, it's a trap.
Yep, the entire thing was a fraud. Oh, sorry about the spoilers. But anyway, it does lead up to a pretty interesting fight, and we get to learn that there is a weapon that fuses the Lupin Rangers together. It's Jackpot Stryker.
So just segueing on that real fast is, well, no, because this is obviously set after the end of the show, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Oh, so will that cross over into the show, and they'll be able to do that in however much of the show?
Remember how I said that a certain object is going to help out that's going to be a major point in the final episode?
Yeah, I'm guessing it's going to be that, and I could probably guess that they'll possibly all move into one Ranger, might make one really rainbow-colored, big one-looking Ranger.
I'm going to leave you to that fantasy.
Oh, is it not that good?
It's not that terrible. I'll say that.
Hey, we can't diss Big One. It wasn't that bad.
But yeah, Jackpot Stryker is able to fuse the Lupin Rangers together to make Lupin Union. I don't know the actual name to it. But then this is what I come to think of what would happen if the Patos were to use Jackpot Stryker. Is that who's ever using them is going to split up into two extra colors. Like if Red was to use it, there would be two more Reds.
It's a lot of Reds.
And that's what happens with Goody and Lupin. But yeah, I do recommend this movie if you're having a hard time getting to Lupin Ranger.
I mean, it got me interested in the show. I want to go back and watch it. You know?
If you can't do the 5-episode rule for Lupin Ranger, I would recommend this so it can be easier to do that, to do those 5 episodes.
Yeah,
It's also really just good standalone too.
Yeah, if this was a standalone, I would definitely would have it in higher regards. But since this is a kind of movie tie-in, it's gonna, of course, drop a few points. Well, okay. Furbus has brought up a thing. What if X were to use it? Unfortunately, X cannot use neither the trigger machines nor the dial fighters, which are used by Peto and Lupin respectively. He can only summon his own guns because his guns can turn into a giant train. Yeah.
Well, I noticed it did kind of look like a train.
Yep.
And I noticed, I looked it up and it, yeah, I definitely got train motif out of everything.
Yep. Locomotive and bullet train are apparently the themes for that.
So I'm guessing bullet for Pat and fuck, I forgot already. And the other one is for Lupin.
Lupin is the bullet train. Pato is the locomotive.
Oh, really? That's kind of a bummer. I mean, bullets, cops.
Yeah, bullets and also thieves. But you want your thieves to be quick. That's why a bullet train.
Gotta make that getaway.
Yep. And locomotive for that stopping power. What, nothing on that one? Whatever.
Sorry, my cat was trying to bite me.
Yeah. Yeah, I like I said, I can recommend this movie to anybody that's interested into watching Lupin versus Pato. If they're not willing to go to that 5-episode distance.
If somebody doesn't overdub this with P5 music, I'm going to be surprised because I kept waiting for it to happen, just getting in that mindset that just the similarities, and I'm like, it's not going to happen.
I can do it.
Well, Andy, when it does happen, you'll never see it coming.
I won't. I'll never see it coming.
Yeah.
I'll have to study my homework in a cafe in the rain.
So, I guess this moves on to our media topic. I was hoping to stall long enough for some more people to know about would know about Kingdom Hearts, but nope.
Well, with that, I'm gonna have to bid you guys adieu because I don't know anything about Kingdom Hearts anymore. I feel confident you two can carry this conversation.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think we can.
Well, you guys have fun, and I'll see you in the chat.
All right. So Kingdom Hearts has been a thing since 2002.
Yep, and I chose this because it's my birthday.
Happy birthday! It's even on your birthday too, right?
I mean, it's still my birthday here in Arizona.
Okay, so it's still here on my side too. You got 10 minutes. Go.
Yay! Okay, so Kingdom Hearts 2. So Kingdom Hearts was originally like an elevator pitch, actually, because at one point Square Enix and Disney shared an office kind of together, so they kind of pitched it to each other, and bam, Disney Final Fantasy characters and some edgy anime boys, all in one package, came out in 2002.
Wasn't one of the voice actors a part of boy band or something?
Yes, I can't remember who it was, but it was from NSYNC, and he played Sephiroth.
Oh yeah. I think it was a spiky haired one.
I don't remember names because
Me either.
I really don't remember. But yeah, he played Sephiroth in the game. But that's not the only thing. They try to bring back as many voice actors as they could, including the original person who played Alice in the first game. She came back to reprise the role after nearly was it nearly 60 years at that point? 40, 60, I don't know. It was a long-ass time. But she came back to do it.
Yeah, I could barely notice. I barely noticed.
They also... I mean, yeah, this is just Kingdom Hearts 1 stuff, but at the same time, it's just like, there's so many different voice actors that have come back to reprise roles and stuff. I mean, we even got the voice of Mulan reprising her role. I can't remember her name off the top of my head because I am really bad with names. But they also got Discount Eddie Murphy, Discount Danny DeVito, but they did get the actual actor who played Hercules in the movies to play himself. James Woods also comes back to play Hades in every single Kingdom Hearts game, even the DS, Game Boy Advance, and PSP games.
"Quote unquote" spin-offs.
But there's a lot of Kingdom Hearts stuff that has taken place over the years. And yes, I am Rise of the Lost Swords basically Kingdom Hearts expert at this point.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I'm probably one of the 20 people that play the mobile game.
Yeah, I've heard about the mobile game, but I just don't have the right. I never had the right equipment to actually play it.
I know there's a few channels that have uploaded some of the actual important cutscenes, which I can link you to if you need. But every little thing in this series is connected, either whether you like it or not.
Time to buy that $20 game, that $200 Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, well, I mean, Nomura really only made Chain Memories just because. He felt bad because kids couldn't play. Some kids couldn't play it because they could only afford a Game Boy or something.
See, Nomura is thoughtful, but also being an ass at the same time, making us have to play on multiple consoles just to get a full understanding of the story. 7 consoles. 7 consoles.
Yeah. Oh my God. There's also the phone game. I'm not talking about Union Cross. I am talking about Coded. The original version of Coded was an episodic mobile phone game.
Like I said, 7 consoles.
There's also the fact that Kingdom Hearts Key was at one point a web browser game that you could play, on your computer. But at the same time, Union Cross is both a retelling of that browser game, but also a sequel.
Oh, so just like Chain of Memories.
Yes, except Chain of Memories has an overarching plot, which is why I kind of dislike Recoded, but Recoded. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the simplest terms. People are gonna get fucking mad at me for this. Kingdom Hearts 358 Days Over 2. Yes, that is how you say it, because it's 358 days over 2 characters' lives during this time frame. It's a bad game. Game design.
Nobody said that there would be math. I had to say it.
Yes. But as a game, 358 over 2 days is really badly designed. The bosses are really shitty. Some of them you can only hit once or twice before it flies off in a different direction. Looking at you, Neverland. One of them has basically is anti-magic and deals poison damage, and you can't really beat it that easily. But as a story, 358 over 2 days is actually my favorite out of the Kingdom Hearts stuff.
And that's why it's a movie.
Mm-hmm. While Recoded, on the other hand, yes, it's being important stuff, actually has the better gameplay because it plays like a mix of 358 over 2, but it also has elements from Birth by Sleep.
Yeah, probably one of the better spin-off games.
Birth by Sleep is amazing. It has just the right amount of challenge within it, and all these different characters, the right amount of enemies, and one of the only reasons that Vanitas exists, besides, plot reasons, is that, the reason why he looks like Sora is because Sora's Japanese voice actor wanted to play a villain.
Huh. But to reel it back to the characters thing, that was the one thing I did not like about Birth by Sleep. You had to play 3 stories.
I get it. I get why, because on one hand, it's like, it's kind of short. You're going through the same worlds, but you can explore different areas with them, but it's not that different. Each one plays differently. But I like Terra, Aqua, and Ben.
Yeah, they were definitely characters that we did needed, especially Aqua, because without Aqua or Kairi, it would have been a complete sausage fest.
Also, she's our lovely blueberry mom.
Yep.
She's definitely one of the better characters in the game, even though at times her voice acting is a little bland.
I think they were trying to go for detached, distant.
I mean, I get that from, Terra, but, Aqua, she's supposed to be the mom of the group. She's supposed to be loving and caring and kind of, cares about them. And instead, most of the time, she's just like, oh, there. But,
Got another comment saying there should be a petition for 358/2 be called 179.
Honestly, I just, a lot of fans, including myself, just call it days.
Yeah, I think it's just better just to call it days. The number, the math that is completely wrong, by the way, is really unnecessary.
It really is. I mean, the more, yes, the games are fun, but sometimes the tiles are kind of bad. Looking at you, Days. I mean, coded, okay, it makes sense because we're going into the datascape. That's data within a journal, but...
Birth by sleep? Dream drop distance?
Alliteration.
And also because it was played on the Nintendo 3DS that just came out.
Which, it's one of the better systems that made use of it from what I've seen about the whole,
3D?
I think it actually took because the 3DS has 2 cameras and stuff on it, so when you're taking care of your Dream Eaters, you could actually display them in a sense onto your
lap
stuff.
I didn't care for the Dream Eaters. They're dumb. Well,
I like them. I like them in concept, but in execution, the fact that certain abilities are tied to them, the fact that certain attacks are tied to them, it's bullshit.
Yeah, and I believe Dream Drop Distance was originally supposed to be a Riku game, and they just slapped Sora in because reasons, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have worked fine without Sora, but at the same time, it's like, okay, there's 2 different worlds because Sora's going through the dream worlds of different things, while Riku's going through the dream worlds of Sora's dreams because why the fuck not? And then we have Sora with those god fucking glasses.
Glasses?
You know the ones I'm talking about. When Riku goes inside Sora's heart to fucking free him from his own darkness and part of its fantasies as well, Riku comes out of it, and Sora is wearing Groucho Marx mustache glasses.
Right, yeah, right. I'm like, what? Yeah, I could barely. I've only beat Kingdom Hearts 3D once, and on the original 3DS.
I have no desire to really play it at the moment. I mean,
You got robotic on us again. But yeah, Dream Drop Distance is definitely a game that
and that's
yeah, it's definitely a game that it can be fun, especially with its flow motion mechanic, but it just kind of doesn't really. It makes Sora just kind of feel like a complete add-on from his abilities with the Dream Eaters to just being in a story altogether, while Riku has the better power-ups and actually means something to the entire damn story. Right?
Yep. There's also, I'm taking a note from Joel Apocalypse's thing. It's a Kingdom Hearts cutscene. You could say any amount of words in any order. Light, dark, heart, darkness. In fact, you could actually just replace darkness with bees, and it just make it not as much sense.
I have removed the subtitles from Donald so nobody can understand him. Oh no!
I got it.
The stuff,
Yeah.
the stuff that people have made for this series is it's true and hilarious.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. I mean, there's even there's some really funny fan made stuff, and the fandom is also kind of weird too. I mean, there's that the Roxas in real life video dual wield.
Oh god, that guy.
Yeah, but there's also Goodbye Goofy, where Goofy's kind of dying and stuff, and it's like, what does it all mean? What does 358 over something days mean? What is a Xehanort?
Oh.
And it just and one of the guy in a black coat comes up and it's Hank Hill. I'm gonna kick your ass.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, the fandom, they're fun people, and in a lot of time they get into the weird shit. But let's not talk about that ever.
So we're not gonna bring up Buff Riku.
Actually, I was going to be bringing up the shipping.
Oh, yeah, the shipping's kind of meh. But I really when you think about weird shit, I always think about Buff Riku.
I don't want to know about that.
Okay, just imagine Sora, Riku, and Kairi as Hulks.
I was telling you not to bring it up. That was my way of saying, don't bring it up, please.
I misread the context there. I'm sorry. I'm.
Well, so long, bed. Looks like I'm not going to be using you tonight.
But yeah, there's also some really fun. The fandom really has a lot of fun with a lot of this shit. I mean, people think of Kingdom Hearts as like, oh, it's this big confusing series. I mean, yes, at first it's confusing, but once you're in it, there's all this funny content and references.
And
like today, I saw this tweet, and I had to share it, and it was it was Sora talking to Larxene. Larxene, I'm a lesbian, Sora, but I thought you were a Xehanort.
But yeah, I should probably bring up the little shipping problem that the series has. You know, most people when they think of shipping, it's boy girl. It's primary boy girl. Now with Kingdom Hearts, never was Kingdom Hearts.
All the boys are gay, all the girls are gay, everybody's gay. When I mean, yes, I could see sometimes with Sora and Riku being that way.
What do you mean sometimes?
Because,
What do you mean sometimes? Have you not seen the one scene in Kingdom Hearts 2?
Well, I mean, if anything, Sora, Riku, and Kairi are a poly couple.
Sora was crying when he met up with Riku. When he met up with Kairi, he's like, "Oh, hey, Kairi, how's it going? Hey."
Well, the thing is that, he still believed Riku to be trapped in the realm of darkness. He didn't know if he'd actually see him again. Where he knew, Kairi was saved from the ending of Kingdom Hearts 1. And that, she's still alive.
See, but without that context.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And, of course, with these, with these characters, you gotta put these characters in worlds. And there have been quite a few creative worlds on what to do with these characters. Because you got, Alice in Wonderland, Nightmare Before Christmas, Toy Story recently was definitely a good one.
Which is also canon to the movies.
In a sense.
No, it is actually because the team that actually helped write Toy Story helped write the Toy Story world, and it takes place between the second and third movies canonically.
I kind of figured that.
And the same thing with Big Hero 6. That's also canon.
And Monsters, Inc.
Yes, which we saw Boo again, which is actually pretty cute because, oh my god.
You know
I love the Monsters, Inc. world. Boo is like one of the cutest characters.
I disagree. Monsters, Inc. was like the most dull world I've ever been to in 3.
Oh, it's definitely one of the lower points. I'd honestly say the Frozen world was kind of dull just because I didn't particularly like Frozen. It's not that I hate it or anything. I just don't like it as much as other people. And it's mostly just the movie.
You're climbing an ice mountain. You can do that. You can also climb a mountain in Hercules. If I wanted to climb a mountain, I would have stayed in Hercules.
With the Tangled world and the Frozen world, it feels like sometimes the scenes are just, Kingdom Hearts characters are just, green screen on there.
You stole that from Scott Falco, didn't you?
I was actually going to bring that up, but yes, I saw that review and I actually yeah, that does make a lot of sense. It feels just kind of like they were using assets from that, which I don't mind. It's just...
they kind of have to, because with some of those Disney movies, you can't really make a sequel to it. Well, a pseudo-sequel, as Kingdom Hearts is, to it, without having certain problems, like with the Rapunzel one, Tangled. Can't really have it take place after.
I mean, yes, I get that, but at the same time, it's like with Frozen, there's a lot of wiggle room. Like, oh, you could have put it when Elsa and Anna were kids.
That's a little bit too far back.
Well, I mean, the part, because the story doesn't really change after that. But there's a lot of wiggle room. Like, oh, Anna and Elsa are kids. She came out of her room once to save her sister or something. That would have been just okay, a fun little Kingdom Hearts story that, can fit in somewhere within the movie instead of, having to let it go again.
Yeah, there's just a lot about this game that should have been really good. And I was actually having a fun time throughout the entire thing. But when I'm looking back at it, it's this kind of, did I really do that?
I honestly feel like the ending part of the game, when you're actually fighting against all the... I'm not bringing up any specifics or anything, but the boss fights themselves feel...
It's super floaty.
Yeah. And not in a good way either. You're also a little bit too overpowered, even on proud mode, from what I've seen.
Yeah, I'm playing on medium, and I had next to no problem. It was the only reason I lost most of the time was because of a time limit.
I mean, it's cool to see everything updated and stuff. I mean, Twilight Town looks great as usual. The hidden Mickeys are a cool addition to the game because, in every Disney movie there's a hidden Mickey somewhere. That's a great addition. That's great. But it's all just kind of painful in ways. It's beautiful, painful mess, which is pretty much the whole Kingdom Hearts series in a nutshell.
Yeah, it's all summed up in one game.
There's also the lack of Final Fantasy characters, which Nomura said because of all the Kingdom Hearts characters, there wouldn't have been a way to include them in the plot. But, you could have just had with Cypher, we have they're on their own little quest. I mean, with Hollow Bastion, even like, where's Leon and them? They could have like made cameos and stuff.
But the only
It would be
cameos that we got were Cloud, Auron, and Zack. 2 from Final Fantasy VII, and 1 from 10, and the rest are Moogles. And then the spells. That's it.
Which the new spells are which the new spell Water is really cool.
What
I like.
Water is just water. I don't know how to feel about most of the spells, because a lot of the time they just felt the same. The only one that was different, or 2 that were different, were Arrow and Thunder.
Well, yeah, especially because you got also get that kind of extended jump with Arrow too.
Yeah, it jumps you right into flow motion, which is a lot worse than it was in 3D.
It's
a lot of the time I forgot that I was able to use flow motion. That's how bad it got.
There's also the the whole thing about the black box, which it gets brought up in every single world.
I honestly,
people.
When they first brought it up, I honestly thought they were talking about Pandora's box, and there was going to be a second trip through all the worlds after a certain point.
Which Hercules World actually kind of needed it.
Oh yeah, Hercules World definitely needed it. I felt like all the worlds needed it.
I mean, that also, that definitely would have made sense to actually would have been better. And there's some things I would get into right now because I don't want to give away spoilers.
Right.
But I do really want to bring it up, but I'm just going to say one thing: the Lingering Will. That's it. No context, nothing else. You've gotten that far, you'll know what it means. It could have gone down better.
Oh yeah. Cito, you talk to me about this off screen, but the reason why Phil didn't talk at all in Hercules was because the Japanese voice actor for Phil died, and that was to pay respects.
To kind of.
And go ahead.
It's like a Japanese tradition of sorts, apparently. I'm not entirely sure if that's true or not, just that's what I've been told.
I mean, if it was true, if it was true like that, then I don't think Bleach would have gotten anywhere after their first little filler thing during the Arrancar infiltration.
I'm also going. It's not spoilers or anything because we heard him talk in the trailers, but I really hate Xehanort's new voice actor. He doesn't do the world justice.
No, we Leonard Nimoy, you were taking it away from us too soon. You really needed to be there for that part.
And you know what really sucks is that both the English and Japanese voice actor for Xehanort died within like 6 months of each other.
Wow.
Yeah. So Leonard Nimoy and the Japanese version of Xehanort, they both died within 6 months of each other.
Now that is
before the game released.
That is just timing.
So, but Hearts, this almost 17 years of Kingdom Hearts apparently has been all building up to this game because of the Xehanort saga.
Well, 2002. It started in 2002. We got the third game in 2019. So a little over 15 years.
And yes, I there's all these other things too. They bring stuff from the mobile game, which I don't mind because that. But some of the stuff in the mobile game is bullshit, and I'm not afraid to call this on it. It was cool to see the contest winners from the mobile game event get actual recognition.
Hey, Rob.
Yellow.
All right. So, what is your thoughts on the Kingdom Hearts as a whole?
Meh.
Like, what are some of your favorite games to always go back to in a franchise?
You know, it's funny. Is like Kingdom Hearts should be a game that I really, really like because I'm a huge Disney nut, and I really, at least up through Final Fantasy VI, loved Final Fantasy as well. So like, it's like this should be something I really, really liked, but I just never could get into it. But like games like always go back to Final Fantasy VI a bunch of times. I have a bad habit of getting back and playing like hockey all the time on my Xbox. What else? Civilization. I play Civilization 4 all the time, even though 5 and 6 have come out. Really, I used to love Roller Coaster Tycoon games. I love simulation games, so I mean that's me. But like, yeah, Kingdom Hearts I never got into. I tried the first one, I tried the second one, and I was like, it just didn't grab me. And I get why people love it. It's not like I think it's stupid. It's just nothing grabbed me about it.
And
there's also a manga.
What's up?
There's a manga for Kingdom Hearts.
Meh.
It's actually.
I don't want to have to do homework.
Well, here's something that I can actually recommend. I do recommend the manga over just playing the video games for story, at least.
Honestly, it's kind of sad the manga got canceled.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah. But going back a little bit on Final Fantasy characters being in the game, the only ones that they've used were between 6 and 10.
No.
Yeah.
In the first one, I know for a fact they renamed it, but it was Squall.
No, I said from 6 to 10.
6 to 10. I thought you meant just 6 and 10.
No,
Sorry,
no. 6 to 10.
Okay.
Yeah, in Kingdom Hearts 2, Setzer from 6 shows up in it.
Aren't like the Wing Trio or something? Aren't they from like I can't remember where they're from, like 8, I think?
10.
Or 9?
10.
Oh.
10-2, actually.
Yeah.
Because that game came out just around that time when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out.
I'm still working my way through the older Final Fantasy games. I'm only on 5 right now.
Complete tangent though for a second. Did either of you see the new Lego movie?
No.
The music from that should be considered a war crime for being insidious earworms.
Oh.
So I'm sitting here like I'm still singing the song in my head again. The song literally goes, "This song's gonna get stuck inside your head. This song's gonna get stuck inside your head. This song's gonna get stuck inside your head." So it's literally stuck in my head now. And I said that should be a war crime because that's a crime against humanity.
But, yeah, the Kingdom Hearts franchise for its 17-year run, roughly.
Good God, 17 years?
2002.
Good God, I feel like I knew that, but like actually hearing it, Jesus.
17 years, 7 different gaming consoles.
What was the first one on?
PlayStation 2.
PS2.
PS2? Okay.
Okay, this is the order that it goes in for the Kingdom Hearts games. PlayStation 2. Game Boy Advance. PlayStation 2 again.
PlayStation 2 for a third time because they remade the Game Boy Advance game for the PS2.
The Nintendo DS twice. the PlayStation Portable, the Nintendo 3DS, mobile phones, regular phones,
your computer,
internet browser, pretty much.
Didn't it have that one really weird, like the device that I think you may have said it, but that one device that like only lasted for a little while, which was like a glorified mobile phone?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's not canon. That's not canon.
That one's not canon.
That's like actually that's the only Kingdom Hearts game that's not canon. And it's Kingdom Hearts VCast.
It's a shitty mobile game.
Some people actually think it is canon, and I'm going to hit them with my Keyblade.
Yeah, like seven different consoles spanning over 15 years, and this is like one of the strongest gaming franchises out there.
You can play that later.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it later. Not now. Never now. But yeah, it's just astounding how we were able to get an RPG, a JRPG like this, and have it run for over 17 years.
And the thing is, I grew up with this. Like, I explicitly grew up with the series.
Yeah, where I was already 21.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, I didn't get into this game until Birth by Sleep was coming out for the PlayStation Portable. A friend of mine introduced me to the second game. He just let me play it for a little bit. I'm like, I do like how this game controls. Can I please borrow it? And he's like, no, I'm gonna let you borrow this game first. It was the original Kingdom Hearts 1. And if you like this, if you play through this completely as far as you can, because this thing crashes at the end credits. I know it's like terrible spot.
That's hilarious.
And I'll try to convince myself for you to play two. And I actually ask him, okay, why is that? I'll let you know when you're done with the first one. I get done with the first one, and I'm like, okay, I love this game. Can I please play 2? And he's like, okay, I'm gonna let you play 2, but I will tell you this in advance. You are going to be missing an entire game in between these two. Like, but it says 2 on the cover. How am I going to be missing a giant part of it? You're going to need to have the Game Boy Advance game. Oh yeah.
So apparently that the guy who comes out as the main character for a while in the second game was introduced in the other game or something like that.
At the very end of Chain of Memories, like a picture is shown. And that's it.
There's also the with Chain of Memories, it's different. It's because it also builds up like, oh, why does Sora lose his abilities in the next game? But there's a reason. So the reason why the numbered titles are, numbered is because they're actually the big chunks of the story, not the other stuff that you need to know. I mean, you can play them without it, but you're going to be lost either way.
I feel like I'd be lost even if I played it.
That's why they have the Ultimate collections out right now, where you get the entire series for around what, $60, $70?
$40 apparently. It's $40, $50.
That's 7 games for $40. I don't know if that's a deal.
A bunch of good board games for that.
Yeah.
Also, one of the reasons why Kingdom Hearts 2, quote unquote, took so long is because Pixar wasn't going to let them use Nomura didn't want to do Kingdom Hearts 3 unless he was allowed to use Pixar stuff.
And boy, do we get Pixar stuff.
Damn, imagine if they do 4 now, and they actually have access to the Fox stuff now.
Oh, because they had the Big Hero 6 world in 3. That's technically Marvel, too.
That's as close to Marvel as you're ever going to get in the Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah.
Nomura has spoken.
Though there's oh yeah, hey Rob, you like Toy Story, right?
Toy Story 2. First one in Toy Story 2. I don't like 3.
Oh, well, the Kingdom Hearts world and Kingdom Hearts 3 for Toy Story, it's canon.
For the movies?
Yes.
Yeah, it takes place. It takes place between 2 and 3.
But the world was written with the actual people who made Toy Story, so
As long as they explain it in the movie, I don't care.
They don't.
Oh, wait. Are you talking about something that happened in Toy Story 3 was actually explained in Kingdom Hearts 2? Or something happened in Kingdom Hearts 3 that's going to matter for the one coming out this summer?
No, neither of those.
no, it's a story that's canon to the Toy Story universe that has nothing to do with 2 or 3, but it just takes place in between them. But it's canon because
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they've done that. They've done that with some shorts too, so that's not a big deal.
I mean, there was also, the TV show, which would also have made a better world for Kingdom Hearts at some points. I mean,
what TV show for Toy Story?
Buzz Lightyear, Star Command.
Yeah, there was a...
Oh, Buzz Lightyear show. Yeah, I thought there was like an actual Toy Story show, and I was like,
I mean, yeah, the Toy Story world is great, but being in space and meeting, different Buzz and different things, be like, oh, well, okay, that'd be cool. Like with Tron, except not Tron.
I like Tron. I like Tron a lot.
Tron is in 2.
Not so much Legacy, but like Legacy was okay.
Yeah, it's original Tron in Kingdom Hearts 2.
I feel like Tron Legacy would have been better if they actually got to make the third one they wanted to.
Yeah, me too.
Because they set up a lot of stuff in this, but didn't really pay off.
Yeah. I mean, then you got the Tron TV show too.
I actually have a Tron Legacy light cycle somewhere in my house.
I liked the Robot Chicken when they were making fun of Tron that it was actually Digimon.
Oh.
That was great. That Jeff Bridges was going crazy because the Digimon never shut up. Because I tried killing myself, they just bring me back to life.
I think this is all we can say about Kingdom Hearts, but before we actually
hold on. You got that wrong. I could say a lot more about Kingdom Hearts.
But we're already hitting an hour and a half.
I can go on for 4 more hours, and you know it.
You can do that on your own channel.
We've talked about as much as we can about Kingdom Hearts because we're more afraid that Rob will just start ranting Star Trek at us.
Never again.
Well, you don't have Andy here, so that's not gonna. I don't have the. It's hard to do it when it's just one-sided.
It'll be a lecture.
Well, I can kind of contribute a bit.
I could lecture on Star Trek for a few hours, sure. Well, no, I won't do it. Don't worry.
but anyway, before we actually
the toys that made us on that. I'm sorry. I it's been a while since we've talked to Rob.
Yeah. Before we move on to what we're going to pick for our next topic 2+ weeks from now, Rob, have you guys a chance to see the Lupin versus Pato movie?
Yeah, it was. Well, keeping in mind that I've only watched like 6 episodes of the actual show, so it's much further into the canon than I was.
Like 20.
As far as like like the movie itself was fine, but as far as like Sentai movies overall go, I thought it was kind of eh. There was like not a lot to it.
Well, yeah, this if it it had the same runtime as an average episode.
About 7 minutes longer. I mean, that's like nothing, but it is about 7 minutes longer.
Yeah.
But honestly, I mean, it was fine. I think the movies, like, I like the movie that they did with Zoojer better. I like the movie they did with Tokyuger better. I like the movie they did with Kyoryuger better. Obviously the Gokaiger ones were better, but like this one wasn't bad. The Ninja one wasn't so great. Go Busters one wasn't so great either. But like again, I didn't dislike it, and maybe if I had been caught up to where the series was when the movie took place, I'd like it better.
That's like around the 15 episode area.
Yeah, since you've seen all the way to the end, right?
I've seen all the way to the end, and I will say this movie's canon.
Okay, that was what I was going to ask you. I was like, did they actually did they ignore the movie till like episode 30 or something like that?
They ignored the movie until the very last episode.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I mean, I'm used to them like ignoring like I'm so used to those movies like introducing, hey, look at this cool new mech we found. Wouldn't it be nice if we ever brought it up again?
Yeah. Okay, so I'll just say this: major plot points that showed up in this movie show up in the final episode. I'm not going to say which ones, but it happens. And you will be livid about it.
It's not impossible.
Because here's the one question that everybody had on their mind about Jackpot Stryker. Where the hell did he go?
Well, like I said, that always happens with whatever they introduce to the.
Yeah, but they usually give it like a send off or something. Jackpot Stryker just disappears.
Like, because in this movie they didn't. Because you're right. Because usually, like, if they introduce something, they at least logically do something to then remove it from the canon. Like the bit with like in Tokyuger where it was like the space line of the rainbow line, and then like I don't know why they didn't use the frog in Go Busters though. That was one I wasn't so sure about either.
Another example would probably be the Cerberus one from Q Ranger.
Q Ranger, I haven't finished watching yet. But because Q Ranger, I kind of got distracted by other shiny objects.
Yeah.
But what I was thinking of also was they did finally bring back Taupe Spina in Kyoryuger too.
Yeah, in Kyoryuger, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess they do bring him back, but usually I think like they want to wait until the movie is on DVD or something they can sell before they actually bring it into the show. Right.
Kind of like the same thing with the Super Rocket Switch that Forza just kind of pulled out of his ass in his season.
Yeah. Not sure what you're talking about on that one, but okay.
You didn't see Forza, did you?
No.
Yeah, he pulls out a movie exclusive form out of his ass and uses it in the TV show. But yeah, so I guess we're all done with our topics for today. What are our topics for next time?
25th?
I'm going.
That's 2 weeks from today. That's
the 24th, 25th. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm. Yeah, because next week I won't be able to host because, well, I got a D&D session that day, and it's going to be shown live on YouTube. The person who is hosting it is a guy named by the name of Josh Scorcher. He usually does top 10s on video games, reviews on My Little Pony, and lately he's been showing off his D&D skills as a DM, and he's actually pretty good.
Excuse me, sorry.
But yeah, we won't be unless Jesse is able to host for you guys next week.
Okay.
So the 25th, it'll be Tokusatsu Gaga, and you two decide which the off-topic thing is.
I'm gonna let Rob choose because he hasn't chosen in a while, I believe.
No, I haven't, but let me think about it for a little bit. Then I'll give you an answer because I don't have something off the top of my head right now.
Yeah. Share it to us in the Facebook chat.
Yeah, I'll do that. No, I won't do Star Trek. That's. Although if I did, I would do Discovery, but that's not always easy to get a hold of.
I was gonna just jokingly suggest the Wrath of Khan, but okay.
Oh man, Wrath of Khan. That's a. You're definitely asking for it with me and Andy if we start doing Wrath of Khan.
I was actually going to suggest like the first 2 episodes of the Orville.
No, you know what we should do? Because you've watched it. We should do Final Space.
Final Space?
Okay.
No, fuck it. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, if you want to do the full 10 episodes, but I don't think we need to do the full 10 episodes. But you do need to get at least to 4 or 5 because the first 2 episodes aren't bad, but it takes a little bit to get going.
Yeah, I do. I think we should just keep with the 5 episode rule.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think this is now just another staple in our history here. Try anything for the first 5 episodes. If it doesn't have your attention by the 5th episode, drop it.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad way to look at it.
Right. So tune in next time when we take a look at Final Space and Tokusatsu Ga. Because most likely by then, 5 episodes would be subbed.
That would be.
Until next time, an onion is just an onion.
Aww.
Memories.
Let's see what it is. I'm trying to remember. Are you clear?
Not yet, but right now, good night, everyone.